Hello everyone and welcome to the KMTRADERS channel. This is the weekly Forex breakdown, so something new on this channel. Essentially going to bring you ahead some pairs that I'm looking at, so keeping a watch list for next week. So quickly, the pairs that I've got ready for today is EURUSD, EURNZD, USDJPY and GBPCHF. So starting off with GBP Swiss franc, we are looking at essentially a breakout right now. We've potentially just missed out on a good entry. The way that we could still get back in this market though is if we can get the market to pull back into this area here. So as we can see, we've had a very big bullish move to the upside here, clearly changing in structure. So we are currently in an uptrend as of now, especially with GBP strengthening as well. So would be good to get into a pound pair for this week. So this area that I'm paying attention to is at 1.27772 to 1.27552. Essentially just be looking for that pullback really, and then follow a rejection candle in this area, and then we're going to look for a momentum candle to the upside really, and we'll see if we can continuate to the upside with that. If we fail to obviously close within this area, if we do close below, essentially we could be looking at a reverse opportunity. So we want to see some rejection to the upside, and this zone will therefore become a form of resistance. So that's all that I've got for an idea for this pair. So we might as well move on to the next one. So the next one, Euro USD. We're following this pair for a long time now, so we kind of understand. If you look back on a couple of our videos, we did some analysis of this. So as we can see, we're in a very big long-term downfall. So I am expecting this to pull back and reverse to the upside. So that's why I've got this zone here clearly labeled here. So it's at 1.08354 to 1.08248. So essentially, I will be looking to see if we can come back into this area and find some momentum to the upside, and we could potentially be looking to pull back all of this move to the downside. It's very strong push to the downside. Obviously we need to retrace, so we just need to find some structure to find and do so. But if we do continue to fall, if market open does push us further lower, wait for that pullback and essentially look for signs of rejection, and then the bearish momentum to the downside, we could be looking to fall even further down. Something to note as well, we have a weekly level 1.07830, so potentially price could come to here and may slow down. We could find that market slows in this area, potentially reverses at that very point. So keep an eye out, put that level in your chart, and just be aware of that. So moving on to USDJPY. What we have here, so obviously we've been following this pair as well, hence why we've got all this a lot of chart work done here. Essentially we're just going to look at the two zones that we're currently in here, so 109.697 to 109.603. so essentially we're currently still bobbing and weaving in between these two areas, and we look like we're about to turn over, but like I said, we have to look at the best possible scenario and look at what price action is doing. So market opens, we want to wait and see how price reacts into this level again, and see if we can find a momentum candle to the upside, and we can look for a buy opportunity there. If we fail to close within this area and we close below it, essentially wait for that pullback and wait for that rejection candle that we talk about, and that will therefore reject this zone, and that will be a form of resistance. Then we'll wait for that bearish candle to the downside. Hopefully one of the two things does happen. If we do, however, during the week push really further high up, we could be looking for more further buys. So looking at this zone, if you want to draw this in, it's at 110.259 to 110.177. so essentially the same thing again. We're going to either act as a form of resistance, or if we're going to close above and act as a form of support. So again, looking for if we're looking to sell from this point, we have to find that we've got some rejection candles following a bearish momentum to the downside, or if we're looking to buy, we're looking for a rejection to the downside followed by a momentum to the upside. So that's all for that pair. And finally, for this video, we've got EURUSD. So just to quickly backtrack where we currently are, we're in this long-term downtrend, and we're falling up to a retracement period. So we've got our daily retracement, and I believe we are falling short here. So as we can see, market structure is bearish right now, and we've got our EMA switching over as well, so that's just an added confluence. So within this area here, I'm paying attention to particularly at this bottom zone here. This is at 1.68128 to 1.67818. So essentially, we want to see if this price is rejected and we're going to come back up, so if it's a form of support, or if we're going to if it's going to be bullish, then we'll go further up. If we do further close below, though, we'll wait for that pullback and essentially look for a rejection candle, and then we'll find that if potential, we could look for a downfall move. We could continuate sell. I do believe this will fall lower, just partly due to the momentum that we've currently been showing. So we could be looking to come as low as 1.66187. The other scenario as well is if we could push above this level here. This zone is at 1.69057 to 1.68922. Essentially, we'll look for that rejection here, but I will be looking for a further push to the upside, and then if we do so, we could be looking to push higher, and currently look for a target of 1.71764 if we do find that bullish pressure to the upside. So not too much detail in the analysis side, but the areas here that I've pinpointed, just want you to focus on those points of key entry points, and particularly pay attention to the price action in these levels, and if you do so, you should be good enough to take some trades in these areas. So hopefully you enjoyed this different type of style of video. Let me know if you enjoy that type of video, and obviously come back next week. We'll do the same thing again and we'll review it. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.